Hi students and friends, welcome to the channel Learn and Teach by Ayaz. So I will continue my video lesson for CAIE 5070 past paper, and I was doing winter 2022 version and question paper was 21. I'm already done with question number 1, 2, 3 and 4. So in this video I will start from question number 5. This question is about metals and metal compounds. A. Magnesium reacts with aqueous iron 2 ions. This is the reaction. Mg plus Fe2 plus gives Mg2 plus Fe. Explain why this reaction involves both oxidation and reduction. Use the equation and ideas about electron transfer in your answer. Whenever they talk about electron transfer, you will refer gain or loss of electrons. So in this equation, magnesium loses electrons. Magnesium loses electrons. You can see it because it has acquired +2 charge or 2 plus charge. So it is oxidation. Oxidation is the loss of electron and reduction is the gain of electron, which means that iron 2 plus has gained electron and it is reduction. So you will write iron 2 ions. Iron 2 ions gain electrons and it is reduction. B. Explain why iron conducts electricity. It's very simple. Electrons can move throughout the structure. C. Explain why magnesium is extracted by electrolysis and not by reduction with carbon. So electrolytic method is preferred when the metal is highly reactive. So you write it's highly reactive. Or you can even refer the position of magnesium in the reactivity series. Magnesium is high in the reactivity series. D. Describe a chemical test to distinguish between aqueous iron 2 ions and aqueous iron 3 ions. So you can refer any of these tests either with aqueous sodium hydroxide or aqueous ammonia. So you write add aqueous sodium hydroxide or aqueous ammonia. Iron 2 ions always give green precipitates. And iron 3 ions gives reddish brown or red brown precipitates. E. Number 1. Explain why molten magnesium chloride conducts electricity. Magnesium chloride is an ionic compound, and ionic compounds conduct electricity either in the molten state or when dissolved in water. And there's only one reason: whenever their ions become free. So you write ions can move, or ions are mobile. Ions are mobile or can move. Number two, predict the products formed at the anode and the cathode when molten magnesium chloride is electrolyzed. Whenever magnesium chloride in the molten state is electrolyzed, you will get two products. At cathode, chloride ion will lose electron and chlorine will be produced. Chlorine or Cl2. On the cathode, magnesium ion will gain electron and produces magnesium or Mg. F. Food containers can be made from aluminium. State one property of aluminium that makes it suitable for use as a food container. So it must be related to its reactivity. So you can write it's unreactive. You can also write it does not react or corrode in air. Does not corrode in air or even with water. Section B. Answer 3 questions from this section in the spaces provided. The total mark for this section is 30. Number 6, this question is about compounds of nitrogen. A, the equation represents the equilibrium between N2O4 and NO2 at a high temperature in a closed container. This is the reaction. N2O4 gas gives 2NO2G. This is a reversible sign. Number 1, predict what happens to the position of equilibrium when the pressure is decreased. Explain your answer. You know that whenever pressure is decreased, the equilibrium will shift towards the side with high number of moles or volume of gases. So if you look at this equation, we have high number of moles or volume of gases on the right hand side or the product side. So equilibrium shift to the right hand side. Equilibrium will shift to product side, product or a right hand side. Now, what will be the explanation? You can refer the number of moles or volume of gases on any side. High number of moles or volumes of gases on right hand side, or less number of moles or volume of gas on left hand or reactant side. Number two, the table shows the concentration of NO2 in the closed container at three different temperatures. So temperatures given on the left hand side of this table. See 100 degrees centigrade, 150 degrees centigrade, and 200 degrees centigrade. So what's happening with the concentration of NO2? You see it's increasing. It's 0.04, 0.4, and 4. State what this information shows about the enthalpy change of the forward reaction. Explain your answer. Enthalpy change. The reaction is, I'm writing the equation again for your convenience, N2O4 to NO2. So you have high concentration of NO2 when the temperature is increased. So delta H must be positive in the forward direction. Delta H is positive. So you can write enthalpy change. The reaction is endothermic. Then you can refer to the concentration of either NO2 or N2O4 at different temperatures. For instance, if you want to write for NO2, you can write because concentration of NO2 increases, the concentration of NO2 is high at high temperature. Or the concentration of N2O4 is low at high temperature. B. Nitrogen dioxide NO2 is made by heating lead 2 nitrate PbNO3 whole twice. The other products are lead 2 oxide and a gas which relights a glowing splint. Number one, construct the equation for this reaction. The formula PbNO3 whole twice will be on the reactant side. PbNO3 whole twice gives lead 2 oxide should be PbO. Lead 2 means lead, the charge on lead is +2. Oxygen belongs to group 6. So the charge on oxygen is -2. Ignoring their charges, these will be simplified. Subscript will be exchanged and you will get PbO plus a gas nitrogen dioxide is produced and a gas produced which relights a glowing splint and which is oxygen. Now let's balance this chemical reaction. Let's count the number of atoms on each side of the reaction. Pb is 1 on both sides of the equation, N is 2 on left hand side, but on right hand side it's 1. What about oxygen? Oxygen is 6 on the left hand side, and on the right hand side it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 5. So if we will start by balancing oxygen atom, so we have to balance the other elements also. So in case if I will change the number of moles for PbO, I'll write 2 here. So this reactant will also become 2. Now you can start counting the atoms. There will be 2 multiplied by 2, 4 moles of nitrogen or 4 atoms of nitrogen on the product side. What about oxygen? 2, 3, 2 multiplied by 3, 6, 6 multiplied by 2, 12. Should be 12. So in PbO, there are 2 atoms of oxygen, and in NO2, there are 8 atoms. 8 plus 2 is 10, and 10 plus 2 is 12. It's balanced now. Number 2, nitrogen dioxide contributes to acid rain. State one effect of acid rain on organisms. So you can write deforestation or kill plants. Deforestation or kill plants. You can write trees also. Kill aquatic organisms. Kill aquatic organisms. C. Nitric acid HNO3 is a strong acid. Number 1, state the meaning of the term strong in strong acid. Strong means dissociate, break up, ionizes, completely in solution. In solution. Dissociates or ionizes completely in aqueous solution. You can even refer solution. No need to write aqueous. Number 2, suggest a pH value for a concentrated solution of a strong acid. The pH value should be from 0 to 2 for any strong acids. Complete the ionic equation for the reaction of an acid with an alkali. The equation is H positive plus OH negative, and water will be the product. H2 will be the product. So you write OH negative here. Number 7, this question is about alcohols and polymers. A, the structure of an organic compound is shown. This is the structure of an organic compound. Deduce a molecular formula of this compound. So we'll start counting the atoms. We'll start with carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you write C4. Now start counting hydrogen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oxygen atom 1, 2. So this will be the molecular formula of this compound, C4H8O2. B, an isomer of butanol has the structure shown. This is the isomer of butanol. Number 1, state the meaning of the term isomerism. Compound with the same molecular formula, but with different structures or structural formula. Compounds with same molecular formula but different structural formula. You can even refer arrangement of atoms. Remember, you have to write compounds with different molecular formula. Never write molecules. Although you know that compounds are also molecules, but molecules mean you can even have molecule of elements. So never write molecules. Number 2, draw the structure of a different isomer of butanol. The one which is given has OH attached to carbon number 1. You can change the position of OH to either 2 or third position, not at fourth position, not at this point, neither 1 or fourth position. So you can have any of these positions, 3 or 2. So these are the isomers of butanol. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm placing OH first, then I will place hydrogen atoms to each carbon atoms. The other possibility will be this. So both of these are correct. You can draw any one of these. If you start counting the carbon atom on either side, 1, 2, 3, 4. You see, in the first one, you have OH attached to second carbon atom. In the second one, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's attached to third carbon atom. You can even start counting from left-hand side. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the first structure, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can draw any one of these for the isomer of butanol. 3. Butanol reacts with ethanoic acid CH3COOH to form an ester. Name this ester. Draw the structure of this ester. Show all of the atoms and all of the bonds. What will be the name of ester? When the alcohol is butanol and the carboxylic acid is ethanoic acid. Butanol plus ethanoic acid. Remember, the alkyl group comes from the alcohol. So you'll have butyl and alkanoid will comes from ethanoic acid. Alkanoid. It's alkyl. So alkanoid will be ethanoid. Ethanoid. So you can start drawing the structure. We have butyl group. Butyl group will be 1, 2, 3, 4. And for butyl group, it must be having oxygen attached. Now you have alkanoid group, which is ethanoid here. So you have carbon 1, 2. Ethanoid means 2 carbon atoms. Now I'm placing the hydrogen atoms. This is one way of drawing butyl ethanoid. Now I will show you the other way of drawing this butyl ethanoid. You can start with the ethanoid side. 1, 2. Oxygen. Now for butyl group 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I am placing the hydrogen atoms. So both of these displayed formula are correct. You can draw any one of these. C. The partial structure of a polyester is shown. Draw the structures of the two monomers used to make this polyester. First of all, you have to look at the repeating groups in this polyester. One is the repeating unit here. The other one will be here. Now I'm drawing the repeating units. C double bond O, CH2 hold 6, C double bond O. It must have OH. And for the other repeating unit, O bond CH2 hold 6 O. You can attach it with H. So this will be the other repeating unit. D. Terylene is a polyester. State one use of terylene. Terylene is commonly used in clothing. So you write clothing. Name a naturally occurring molecule which has the same ester linkage as terylene. We know that's fat, so you write fat. Record the ester linkage. Ester linkage is this: C double bond O. E. Starch is a polymer which can be hydrolyzed. State the meaning of the term hydrolysis. Hydrolysis means breaking down of a substance by water, acid, or alkali. Breakdown of a substance by water, acid, or alkali. You can even refer the ions for acid H positive, alkali it's OH negative. Eight. This question is about metals and metal compounds. A. Brass is an alloy of copper and zinc. Brass is less malleable than either copper or zinc. Explained with reference to the structure of metals. Why brass is less malleable than either copper or zinc. You may include a labeled diagram in your answer. So in brass, it's a mixture of metals. Alloy means some mixture. So brass is an alloy of copper and zinc, which means that it contains both the atoms of zinc and copper. Now in this question, they are asking to compare in terms of malleability, that why brass is less malleable than copper or zinc. You have to refer to the structure. Remember, in case of alloy, there are large atoms of metal, which prevents the small size metal atoms from sliding over one another. So if you want to draw the diagram will be like this. These will be small atoms. This is large size atom, and these are the small atoms. So these are small metal atoms. This one is large metal atom. So what you will write in the answer? You have to compare with the pure metal. In pure metal, metals or ions can slide. In pure metals, the atoms or ions slide or slip over one another. In case of alloys, large sized metal atoms prevent the small sized metal atoms from sliding over one another. The table shows the reactivity of four metals with cold water and with steam. These are the metals: chromium, mercury, potassium, and uranium. And this is their reactive behavior against cold water and with steam. Put the four metals in order of increasing reactivity. You have to put this in the order of increasing reactivity. So if you look at this table, mercury is the one does not react either with cold water or with steam. So we'll start with mercury. The next one will be must be chromium because it's reacting slowly with steam and it's not reacting with cold water. So you write chromium. Now we are left with potassium and uranium. Potassium is reacting very fast and explosively, very fast with cold water and explosively with steam. And uranium is reacting slowly with cold water and reacting slowly with steam. So you write uranium here. And the most reacting one will be the potassium. See, the full symbol of an ion of mercury is shown. This is the full symbol for mercury ion, Hg2 plus. Reduce the number of electrons and neutrons in this ion. So 2 plus mean it has lost 2 electrons. So you will subtract 2 from 80. 80 minus 2, you will get 78. So the number of electrons will be 78. What about the number of neutrons? You have to subtract 80 from 199. 199 minus 80. And you will get 119. I'll do the calculation. 199 minus 80, 119. The formula of chromium 3 sulfate crystals is Cr2SO4.18H2O. State the name given to the water present in Cr2SO4 whole thrice .18H2O. So whenever water is attached to a salt, we call it water of crystallization. Water of crystallization. E1, aqueous bromine reacts with aqueous potassium iodide. The products of the reaction are aqueous iodine and aqueous potassium bromide. Construct the ionic equation, including state symbols for this reaction. So the reaction will be like this. Vr2 plus Ki gives KBr plus I2. Now let me balance the equation. This is the balance equation. So what you'll do, you remove the common ions from the both sides of the equation. So the common ions will be cancelled out. We have potassium ion being the common. So we have Br2 plus I must carry minus charge. So you write 2I minus gives here on the product side, Br must carry minus charge to 2Br minus plus I2. Explain in terms of the reactivity of halogens why aqueous iodine does not react with aqueous potassium bromide. You can refer to the reactivity either the position of iodine. Iodine less reactive than bromine, or it is below bromine. Number 9A, zinc powder reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid. This is the reaction between zinc and hydrochloric acid. Zn plus 2HCl gives ZnCl2 plus H2. When 20 centimeter cube of dilute hydrochloric acid is added to excess zinc, the volume of hydrogen gas produced at room temperature and pressure is 60 centimeter cube. Calculate the concentration in mole per dm cube of the dilute hydrochloric acid. So first of all, we need the moles of hydrochloric acid. In order to get the moles of hydrochloric acid, we need the moles of gas hydrogen produced, which is 60 centimeter cube. You know that at RTP, for 1 mole of any gas, 1 mole of any gas at RTP, that is room temperature pressure, occupies 24,000 centimeter cube. So what will be the mole for 60 centimeter cube? What we will do, we will divide 60 by 24,000. 0.0025 moles of hydrogen. And looking according to the equation, H2 HCl, 1 mole produced by 2 moles of HCl. So 0.0025 moles produces X moles. So which will become X is equal to 2 multiplied by 0.0025. 2 multiplied by 0.0025. 0.005 moles of hydrochloric acid or HCl. Now volume is given. If 0.005 moles is present in 20 centimeter cube, so how many moles in 1000 centimeter cube? 20 centimeter cube contains 0.005 moles. 1000 centimeter cube contains X moles. So it will be 1000 multiplied by 0.005 divided by 20, 0.25. So answer will be 0.25 moles per dm cube of hydrochloric acid. The reaction is repeated using large pieces of zinc instead of zinc powder. All other conditions stay the same. Describe how the rate of reaction changes. Explain your answer using ideas about collisions between particles. So remember, the rate of reaction will decrease. The reason is that in large pieces, the surface area of the particles will decrease. So you write rate of reaction will decrease. Further, what you write, then fewer particles will be exposed. Fewer particles exposed on the surface because the size of the particle is increased and the frequency of collision also decreases. Frequency of collision decreases. B. Dilute hydrochloric acid is electrolyzed. Construct an ionic equation for the reaction at the cathode. So at the cathode, the hydrogen ion will move towards cathode and will take up the electrons to form H2 gas. So you will have H positive plus electrons, H2 gas produced. Balance the equation, we will have 2H and 2 electrons. Zinc is used to prevent iron from rusting. Number 1, state the essential conditions needed for rusting. For rusting, it's important water and oxygen must be there. So you write water and oxygen. If any one of these is missing, rusting will not take place. Number 2, explain how zinc prevents iron from rusting by the method of sacrificial protection. Zinc reacts or corrodes in preference to iron because zinc is above iron in the reactivity series. So you can also write zinc is more reactive than iron. Number 3, give one example of the use of sacrificial protection. They are asking about the uses or application of sacrificial protection. Underground pipes will be stopped from corrosion. So you can write stops underground pipes from corrosion. You can also write this stops ship house from corrosion. Stops ship house from corrosion. Thanks for watching. Press like and share my videos. Give comments. For more videos, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon.